The New York Jets select Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner is a New York Jet!
Swaggy Sauce Gardner.
I love Sauce. I love his tape. I love his press technique. I love his confidence. He has everything you want to see in the position. And I think Robert Saleh and this scheme is perfect. It's a hand-in-glove fit for him, man.
Garrett Wilson.
It's Garrett Wilson! The New York Jets have just got two big-time playmakers!
I believe that Garrett Wilson is going to be the most impactful rookie receiver in this class. And I think we see Zach Wilson play like he did the last 6 games of the year, times 10, and have a phenomenal second season.
Wow, you think? Yeah! Yeah! Let's Jermaine Johnson!
Brees Hall, running back, Iowa State.
Brees Hall, oh my God, they got him! They went offense. They went with the best running back in the draft. Jeremy Rucker, oh my God! The Long Island native is a New York Jet!
J-E-T-S, Jet!
Let's go! Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. And today we'll be talking about Zach Wilson because he will be starting the second game of his sophomore season for the New York Jets against the division rivals of the Miami Dolphins. I want to talk about the expectations for Zach Wilson versus the Miami Dolphins in this one and the expectations for the Jets team as a whole, and just give you guys another perspective of this preview because this is the biggest game of the Jets season. We all knew this was going to be a big game even before the season started because we know that the big improvement that this Jets team needs to make this year is in the division. The Jets are 2-2. Nobody thought the Jets would be 2-2 right now. Nobody thought they'd be 2-2 in the AFC North, especially with Joe Flacco starting the first 3 weeks. Joe Flacco, thank you very much for pulling off that miracle. And Zach Wilson, thank you for being an undefeated quarterback so far this year. So, guys, if you're just tuning into the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And we're going to get right into what Zach Wilson is going to look like in this game against the Miami Dolphins. Now, he's off the injury report. He was a full participant in practice yesterday. So, I know there's some people that are concerned because he was limited with an ankle issue. Doesn't seem like it's going to be anything. And before we get into the my deep thoughts of Zach Wilson, I have to give a quick shout out to my New York Mets. Because this playoff season and the Mets are playing tonight. Max Scherzer on the mound. I know this is not my Mets channel, but I have to just shout out my Mets. Good luck to them tonight. It's going to be a really fun weekend of baseball. And, of course, all the Yankees fans, good luck to you guys on Tuesday when your series starts off. So, getting back into the New York Jets, man, this is a winnable game for the Jets, but it won't be easy because the Miami Dolphins defense are very talented. The Miami Dolphins defense have a very aggressive look, and they really like to get to the quarterback and force turnovers. Now, I'm looking at Zach Wilson in a perspective of how can he limit the turnovers and how can he play smart football, not try to be a superhero, play within the scheme, and just look at your first read and be comfortable with your reads and just be comfortable looking through your progressions, right? Zach Wilson impressed a lot of us in his performance against the Pittsburgh Steelers in the fourth quarter, but he still wasn't consistent throughout all 4 quarters. There's still a lot of things that Zach needs to work on. But at the end of the day, I'm not concerned at all. In fact, I'm very impressed with Zach Wilson's debut because we expected the rust. We expected him to have a couple throws where he wishes he had back. We expected a couple turnovers, and we did not expect a flawless game. And it was not flawless. So this quarterback for the Jets has all the potential in the world to be the guy. Now, this game is not going to prove if he's the franchise quarterback or not, but this game is a really big opportunity to change the entire trajectory of this entire season. Because if we beat the Miami Dolphins, the Jets are all of a sudden 3-2, and we are in the hunt. I know it'll be only week number 5 heading into week 6, but if we beat the Miami Dolphins, we're second in the division and with a winning record after 5 games. That's crazy stuff right there. That's a big-time culture change. And when it comes to this game, I think Jets fans are over the whole thing of being competitive. We want to win, especially when it comes to being on your home turf. The Jets are 2-0 on the road, 0-2 at home. What a perfect opportunity we have to get our first home victory. I'm going to be at the game. You're all going to be at the game. It's Jets Media Day, and I cannot freaking wait to be there at MetLife Stadium. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I really hope that Jets fans understand how important this game is for the New York Jets. And the Dolphins' perspective, they got a backup quarterback playing. They're a little banged up with injuries. They're 3-1. They're thinking that this is going to be an easy win for the against this Jets team because we're still the same old Jets until proven otherwise, which is true. We should not spark fear in anybody yet until we really prove to be, Zach Wilson can show that he's consistent and this offense can really move the ball down the field. Because I really believe that this Jets team has all the talent in the world to be something special this year. Now, when it comes to Zach Wilson, right, because this is what this live stream is really about. My expectations from Zach is to start off strong again and to stay within the pocket and be able to handle the blitz packages. Step up into his throws, show off his arm talent yet again. Because if you look at the tape against the Pittsburgh Steelers, he really wowed everybody with the throws that he had. Especially when it comes to situational football, when he was stepping up into his throws, 3rd and long, 4th down. There were so many things to be excited about when Zach Wilson was on the field against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But now the big question is, can Zach prove to be a consistent quarterback and trending in the right direction? Can you find Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, and those guys at a consistent basis? Is he going to be able to limit his turnovers? Is he going to have to throw multiple interceptions again? Can he get 2 touchdowns through the air? Now, I don't care about the stats more than I care about a W. If the Jets start establishing a run game and it's a low-scoring battle and the defense carries them to victory and Zach Wilson has barely any stats to talk about, 175 yards and a touchdown, I don't give a crap. I want the dub. I don't care about the stats for Zach Wilson. I want him to be able to be a game manager in this one, and when you need him to play well, then he will step up to the occasion like he did against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because we were down by 10 points with 13 minutes left, and the Jets had the ball, and that's where we needed Zach Wilson to become a hero. And he answered the bell. He became a hero. But I don't want to put the burden on Zach Wilson again to be asked to be the hero again. Why can't we have a lead in the 4th quarter and play to protect the lead? Establish a run, ground and pound with Carter and Hall. Set up the play action. Right? So I'm looking at Zach Wilson in the way of he's definitely going to be able to extend plays because that is the one special trait that he possesses that's really awesome to watch as a Jets fan. The ability for Zach Wilson, when the play's not there, to either just completely backpedal back to avoid pressure, rolling to his right, rolling to his left, extending the plays, making just backyard football. That's what makes Zach Wilson special. But I don't want him to rely on that. And it doesn't seem like he relies on it, but when it's there, he does it. And he looks good, man. He was only sacked once, and the pressure was there consistently. So the fact that Zach Wilson was only pressured once only sacked once, but was pressured all day shows me that his athleticism is legit. So I am really excited that this Jets team has this opportunity with year 2 quarterback Zach Wilson to go out there and show the world who Zach Wilson truly is. Because if Zach Wilson goes and beats the Miami Dolphins and has a good game, we are the talk of the league. We are the talk of the league. Nobody's talking about the Jets yet because we have not proved anything just yet. We're still a 500 team. We're 1-0 at Zach. But we got talent on this roster that all of a sudden, when people start to dive deeper into this team, they're going to be like, wait a second. The Jets have a really stacked team in terms of their corners. Sauce Gardner having a legit rookie campaign. DJ Reed looking like one of the best corners in football. Quinnen Williams looking like one of the best D tackles in the AFC. The wide receiver unit, super underrated. Elijah Vera Tucker going to be an all-pro potentially this year if he continues. So if we beat the Dolphins, we are the talk of the league all of a sudden. Injury news to talk about. Dwayne Brown was a full participant in practice today, and he could be activated and he could be playing on Sunday, which is going to be a big-time plus, especially when we're going up against a Miami Dolphins defense who loves the blitz. The key to pick up those blitzes is the communication on the line. And that's going to be Dwayne Brown's job. So I don't know if AVT's kicking out to right tackle or is going to go back to right guard, and then we're going to have McDermott at right tackle or Mike Remmers at right tackle. I'm not too sure. But the carousel continues at the offensive line position, which is unfortunate, but injuries are part of the game. So let me know your thoughts of Zach Wilson in the chat, guys. And also, please do me a favor and hit that like button if you did not already. We got 12 likes. Please run up those thumbs up button, man. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the stream. I want to hear your guys' thoughts of Zach Wilson in the chat. And as you guys give your thoughts, let's look at Prize Picks to see where they see Zach Wilson in this game. So, according to Prize Picks, his projected total yards is 215. Now, is Zach going to do more or less than 215? That's a great question. Do you guys think Zach Wilson's going to throw for more than 215 yards? Do you think he's going to get more than 20 completions? Those are great questions to have. So if you guys want to join the Prize Picks community, you guys can use my promo code JETSMedia, which is down below in the description. When you sign up, they will match any deposit that you make up to $100. You basically get free bet money. You deposit $50, they give you $50 of free bet money. $100, they give you $100 of free bet money. $10, $10 of free bet money. You guys know the drill by now. So I really like the projected totals here for the Jets. They got a lot of guys here. So let's go over it together. So we're going to take Zach Wilson's yards. We're going to take Elijah Moore's receptions. We're going to take Corey Davis's yards. And then Breece Hall's receptions. That's a good one. Or should we take Elijah Moore? No, we already have Elijah Moore's receptions. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should we take a defensive prop? All right, we'll start off with this. I think Zach Wilson's going more than 215. I think Elijah Moore is getting more than 3.5 receptions. And I think Corey Davis is definitely getting more than 38.5 receiving yards. So these are the three guys I'm rolling with for the Jets. Now, if you want to go to the Dolphins, because on Prize Picks, you can't pick 5 players from the same team. You got to mix it up a little bit. So we're going to make this a same game parlay. Is Teddy Bridgewater getting more than 240 passing yards? I mean, he did look pretty good throwing the ball around when he got subbed in on Thursday. He had like just under 200 yards and a half. So that could be possible. Is Tyreek Hill getting a touchdown? Tyreek Hill is actually battling a quad injury, ladies and gentlemen. That's something to keep an eye on. Is the Dolphins defense going to get more than 2.5 sacks against the Jets? Who on the Dolphins should we take? Who on the Dolphins should we take here? I don't know. I think we can contain Raheem Mostert. And I also think that Teddy Bridgewater is going to throw a pick. So here is what I got. I think Raheem Mostert's getting less than 54 yards because they also have Chase Edmonds. Even though Mostert seems to be their rushing guy and Edmonds seems to be their receiving guy. I like our chances to stop the run. Even though I do feel like the Dolphins are going to start running the ball a little bit more. So this is what I'm rolling with. Guys, if you want to make your own parlay, you don't have to go by what I'm doing. Feel free to use my code JETSMedia down below in the description to sign up to Prize Picks today. And remember, if you look at my previous picks, so you guys get an idea, last week, 3 out of the 5 hit. I still won some money. I got my money back, rather. This is a $25 bet. And this other one, 4 out of the 5 hit, and I still won $50. So Prize Picks gives you a great opportunity to make your money, even if all 5 does not hit. But if all 5 does hit, you win big money. But if 2 out of the 5 hit, like in this example, you lose your money. So if you got confidence in yourself to get at least 4 out of the 5 right, you'll profit money. If you get 3 out of the 5 right, you'll make some money back. If you get 5 right, you win 10 times your money. So it is definitely a really fun app. I've been having a ton of fun with Prize Picks. First time really using it, and I've been having a ball. As you guys can see, I got $310 of credit. This is from I think a $50 deposit that I made, and all the bets that I've been winning, it's going up to all the way up the $310. So it's a lot of fun, man. I'm having a ball with this, and I feel like you guys would have a ball with this as well. So let me know your thoughts. If you guys are going to roll with anything, I'm going to make a $10 bet here on this one because I got $310 and I'm really superstitious. So I want to have $300 in credit. So that's going to be my $10 bet. I'm making Elijah Moore, 3.5 receptions. Corey Davis, more than 38 yards. Raheem Mostert, less than 54 yards. Teddy Bridgewater, an interception. Zach Wilson, more than 215 passing yards. So you guys know the drill by now. If you want to join Prize Picks, this is what I'm rolling with. I got 2 bets as well. My other one is Zach Wilson, Elijah Moore, 45.5 yards. Same thing with Teddy Bridgewater. Jason Sanders, I got 2 field goals being made. And I got Garrett Wilson getting more than 46 yards. So those are the 2 bets I'm making for Sunday's game. If you guys want to join the party, you guys know what to do. You click the link down below in the description. You use my promo code JetsMedia, and then you will join the party and become a Prize Picks member, and they will give you free bets. Free bets. So, guys, if you're just tuning into the stream, do your boy a favor and smash that like button on your way into the show because we're talking Zach Wilson. We are talking Zach Wilson because he's the man of the hour. He is back, and he is looking good. Not perfect. He's looking good, though. Kurt Warner had a very interesting perspective of Zach Wilson. He came out with 2 videos on his channel, one highlighting the positives of Zach Wilson's game against the Steelers, the other highlighting the negatives that he wants to see Zach Wilson improve on. And Kurt Warner was also bringing up the negatives of the Jets coaching staff in terms of setting up Zach Wilson for success, in terms of the play calling, in terms of the schemes. And I thought that was really interesting because Kurt Warner, we all know, was a very successful quarterback. And it seemed like after watching those videos that the Jets scheme at times is working, but at other times it's still a work in progress. But I do like what I saw from the scheme in the 4th quarter. I think there's a lot to work on. I think that this coaching staff has done a good job so far, but they're not perfect by any means necessary. So Mike LaFleur's got to work on things, just like Zach Wilson's got to work on things, just like the receivers have to catch the football and know where they need to be in the route running, just like the offensive line as well. And the QB school also came out with a phenomenal breakdown of Zach Wilson. So definitely go check out all those videos on YouTube if you guys really want to dig deeper into Zach Wilson. So I'm looking at guys like Garrett Wilson and Tyler Conklin big time in this game. I feel like they could be X factors for sure. I feel like Zach Wilson has a really big opportunity to show up and go up against the top defense in the NFL and have a good game. If Zach Wilson goes out there and drops 250 yards, a couple touchdowns, and limit to 1 turnover and a W, that is gigantic. I don't know if this is going to be Zach Wilson's breakout in terms of like a 300-plus yarder, 3 touchdowns game. That's coming this season. I don't know if that's going to happen this game. I would love to see Zach Wilson run with his legs a little more. Not relying on his athleticism, but I do feel like Zach Wilson possesses unique talent that he can pick up the first down with his legs. He can make people miss. He can juke people out of their shoes. So I do want to see that more in his game. I want to see Zach rolling out with bootlegs more often. I also want to see him stepping into his throws as well. And I also, more importantly, want to see Zach Wilson be able to hit the easy throws, right? Screen passes. Quick. It seems like Zach struggles throwing to his right on those easy swing passes. He missed on Breece Hall. That could have been a touchdown. He missed Garrett Wilson on a screen pass. And it seems like he puts a little too much zip on the ball and he's getting rid of the ball too quickly. I don't know what the issue is, but Zach Wilson struggled with that last year as well. And that is definitely something to be worried about. Jets Reaper says, hey, Richie, just want to tell you I joined Prize Picks because of you. Thanks, Rich. P.S. I may hit you up, bro, for some advice. hell yeah, appreciate you using my code. And you're going to have a lot of fun with Prize Picks, man. You're definitely going to win some money if you know what you're doing. But I got you. I got you on advice, man. Just my advice would be don't pick with what you want to happen. Pick with what you think is going to happen. And don't just bet on the Jets. Bet on all the NFL teams. If you know football, like I'm assuming you do. Hit that like button for Richie, y'all. We got Earl tuning in, who is a Dolphins fan. We appreciate you tuning in, Earl. Guys, just so you guys are aware, tonight on the AFC East Roundtable, me and Jets Talk 24/7 will be on that channel debating with TD Finns Talk and the Smoke Show. So I need Jets fans to be loud in that chat tonight because it's going to be flooded with Dolphins fans. There's always too many Dolphins fans in those streams. So I really hope that there are going to be a lot of Jets fans as well because it's going to be very fun to get into debates on why I think the Jets have a big-time chance to pull off this victory. Won't be easy, but they got to do a lot of things right. They got to be able to win all phases of the ball. They got to control the clock. They got to win in the trenches. They got to get to Teddy Bridgewater because that is the biggest key. If you allow Teddy Bridgewater time in the pocket, we're doomed because Tyreek Hill is going to absolutely get open down the field. As good as Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed are, speed kills. As good as the technique, as good as the speed that we have in the secondary, it does not match up against Tyreek Hill. He's a different animal. So I really hope that we just get the win, man. Hennessy, what's good, bro? See you Sunday. I already hear the excuses coming from the Dolphins fans after Sunday. I hope there's excuses for the Dolphins because that means we beat them. That means that we're going to hear, oh, yeah, well, we didn't have Tua. We didn't have this player. We didn't have that player. We didn't have this player. We didn't have that player. Oh, yeah, what happened to it's the Jets. It doesn't matter. The amount of times I see on Twitter, Dolphins fans saying, like, bro, it's the Jets. Like, it's the Jets. We're obviously winning this game. The Jets stink. The Jets suck. The Jets this. Love that. I absolutely love seeing those takes on Twitter from Dolphins fans because I honestly, and this is no disrespect to Dolphins fans because I'm not speaking for the entire fan base, but I just don't know where Dolphins fans got all of this confidence from all of a sudden. Like they've been a consistent winner. They started 1-7 last year, and they went on a big-time consistent run at the end of the year to finish with a winning record. They changed the coaching staff. Tua is playing like a great quarterback. He's injured. Mike McDaniel's looking great in his first year, but they're making it seem like they're just a super power all of a sudden. Like I don't get it. I don't know where all this cockiness comes from, but hey, if the Jets were 3-1, I guess we'd be a cocky fan base as well. So I can't really speak. So when it comes to Zach Wilson, though, I'm expecting improvement week by week. I'm expecting him not to make the same mistakes, especially when it comes to situational football. If we're in the same situation against the Dolphins at the end of the first half, for example, we have the ball, there's a couple minutes left. You can't throw an interception in the red zone. I mean, that's just really bad stuff. That's where we have to draw the line, man. That's where the mistakes, there's no excuse for Zach Wilson to throw an interception up into the red zone when it's 3rd down and long and we have a chance to put 3 points up before half. It's that simple. So Zach needs to make sure in those situations you play with conservative mindset. But at the same time, I heard Robert Saleh spoke about it. And listen, if this starts happening eventually, then yeah, we're going to be a darn good football team. But right now, we're critiquing that because it didn't work. Robert Saleh's mindset was we're trying to, right? So let me bring you back to that situation I'm talking about. It was the end of the second quarter against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets were winning 10-3. The Jets had the ball around like the 35, 40-yard line. It was 3rd and 11. Now, Robert Saleh's mindset is let's go get the first down. Let's go get a touchdown to make it 17-3. And then we get the ball after the half. And then let's go get another touchdown and we'll lap them. And it'll be 24-3. And that's the game. They want to be an aggressive mindset type of team where they have that confidence in their offense. And I can't fault that mindset because that is a great aggressive mindset. But the fact is they had that mindset and it backfired, did not work because Zach threw the interception, and then Carl Lawson had that roughing the passer penalty, and it was basically a 6-point swing heading into half, which gave the Steelers all the momentum in the world to have a dominant third quarter. But shout out Zach Wilson and the resiliency of this offense to will their team back. And of course, the defense, you got to show the defense credit in the fourth quarter, getting that interception and giving the offense another chance. So I love the mindset from the coaching staff, because if that starts to happen, if the aggressive mindset starts to work and they do start scoring more touchdowns and they're going to go for it on fourth down more often and they're going to go for the touchdown over the field goals and they're not going to be conservative and they're aggressive and it's working, sign me the hell up, right? But when you see them go for the aggressive stuff and it turns into that, you're like, okay, you can't say those things and not come through with it. But I can't fault them because they're experimenting right now, right? We have to realize that this Jets team, while it doesn't feel like a rebuild, we're still in, I feel like this is like the last phase of the rebuild, where next year is where I really feel like we have a chance to make some big time noise. Not saying we can't make noise this season, but I feel like this is another rebuild year for the Jets coaching staff to form an identity, for Zach Wilson to prove who he is in this NFL league, for the rookies to get their feet wet, for the year 2 players to continuously show what they can do. So the coaching staff is experimenting just like the players are. And I love that. We got a Bills fan in the chat saying, hey, Richie, good luck. Great coach, great defense, and a lot of playmakers on offense. Finns are sleeping on you. Yeah, man. I appreciate the love coming from a Bills Mafia. And listen, we're going to be slept on until we really prove it, right? We beat the Cleveland Browns in a fluke miracle way, and we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is a real NFL win. But, we should have beat the Steelers. We should have low-key blew out the Steelers. We kind of allowed the Steelers back in that game, and we kind of shot ourselves in the foot in that one. And that stuff can't happen. When you go up against a team like the Miami Dolphins and we start making those boneheaded mistakes like they did at the end of that first half, and if they continuously have those roughing the passer penalties and they keep shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties, the good teams are not going to allow you to come back. We can't rely on these comeback victories all the time. So I know that the Dolphins are sleeping on us, and I like that they're sleeping on us because that makes me feel good. But I feel like the Jets still have a lot of proving to do, right, before we get our respect. I'm not expecting anybody to look at this Jets team and, praise us yet. I think we still have a couple more games to prove that beforehand. And Earl's 100% correct. And he's a Dolphins fan. Division games are where you make statements. All offseason long, I said the biggest thing I want to see this year for the Jets is how they perform in the AFC East division. We are 0-12 in the last 2 years. That is disgusting. How can the New York Jets close the gap in the division? Not by being competitive, but winning games. Our first 3 division games are at home. We got the Dolphins Sunday, and then we have the Patriots and the Bills back-to-back before the bye at home. Can we go 2-1 in those division games? Is that too much to ask? 1-2 minimum, that's for sure. 0-3 in those division games, we're screwed. Just saying. 1-2 is the bare minimum, because I cannot sit here and say we're going to beat the Bills with a straight face. Anything can happen, but I can't say that yet. The Bills are a powerhouse. But I can see us beating the Dolphins on Sunday, especially with all their injuries. I can see us beating the Patriots with their backup quarterbacks, even though I'm still not taking the Patriots lightly with Bill Belichick as their coach. What I'm trying to say here is this is where the Jets can prove that they are on the rise, where we start getting our respect, because the respect that Jets fans want from the media in the NFL is not coming until we beat a division opponent. And what better way to do it by beating the Dolphins on your home turf this Sunday, where it's going to be so loud in that stadium, it's going to be ridiculous. Because the Jets are 2-2 right now. 2-2. And guess what? We're undefeated with Zach Wilson. First game against the Ravens, we know how that went. second game against the Browns, it was a miracle win. That is just an anomaly. You can't rely on a team to win football games that way. And I'm happy that we got some luck, but at the same time, we took advantage of a collapse of the Browns. Week 3 against the Bengals, it was at home. The Bengals were desperate for a victory. Joe Flacco just couldn't do anything in terms of, moving the football and avoiding the pass rush. And then week 4, we got a true NFL win. Because the game against the Browns, as miraculous as it was and how amazing that win was for this Jets team for the season and how crazy it was just watching that game, it didn't feel as satisfying as that Steelers win because that was a true NFL victory. We had a lead in the first quarter. We were dominating the Steelers in the first quarter. We let the Steelers back in the game. We gave the Steelers the momentum, and we went back and we ripped that momentum, and we took that win, and we stole a victory on the road. That's a true NFL win. That is not a fluke. That, like, the Browns, I can say, okay, that was like a crazy thing, like an anomaly doesn't happen, getting an onside kick and doing all that things, even though the fact that the Jets got that onside kick and their offense needed to get a touchdown, and they did, that tells you a lot. I see a lot of people in the chat bringing up the Mets. I actually, right before, when I started this stream, the first thing I said is, shout out to my Mets big-time series this weekend, of course, starting off tonight, and I'll be watching 100%. I know we don't have all Mets fans in the chat right now. There are probably some Yankees fans, so good luck to the Yankees on Tuesday, wherever you guys verse. And, yeah, baseball playoffs is here, baby. Let's go. It would be great if the Mets do not play Sunday, because that means they win tonight and they win tomorrow. 80 plus watching and only 34 likes. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button if you did not already on your way into the stream, man. That really does help out the channel a ton. Really want Breece Hall in the run game to show up on Sunday. If we can get the run game started, it'll free up Zach to be more effective. 100%, man. The Dolphins are a very good defense against the run, so it's not going to be easy. Hopefully, Dwayne Brown is going to help out this running attack. But it's so unfortunate that the continuity of this offensive line is not there because that's a big part of the run blocking. The run blocking is the biggest issue for this running attack. It's not the running backs. Let's run that football. It would open everything else. LaFleur, feed Elijah Moore. I agree. I agree, man. I agree. So I really hope that this Jets team has an opportunity to prove to the world that we are a different franchise coming out here this season, man. I absolutely love what I'm seeing from this team. I'm loving the grit. I'm loving the buying into what the coach is saying. All those things are really true. I mean, you can say that Robert Saleh has this team clicking. They have him buying into the system. The defense deserves a lot of credit. We haven't really talked about the defense a lot in this stream because we're talking about Zach Wilson. But the defense, bro, how about this Jets defense? 4 interceptions last week. Could have been 5 if the roughing the passer penalty wasn't a thing. This defense under Robert Saleh is so talented. They're healthy. They have elite corners right now. They have an elite defensive tackle. And we have an ascending pass rusher in Jermaine Johnson. We have a solid pass rusher in Carl Lawson. We have a veteran in C.J. Mosley at the linebackers. We're playing fast. And the key to the defense to take that next step to becoming a great defense is by playing good on third down. Because we're one of the best defenses in football on first and second down. But we're not good on third down. So that's the next step. When the Jets defense can start playing efficient, sound football and not giving up big plays and not allowing guys to get open down the field in the soft spot of the zone on third down, that's when we become a powerhouse organization on defense, bro. That's where it happens. So I'm looking at the defense to get some turnovers in this one again. Can somebody, who's going to pick off Teddy? It's got to be someone. Can Sauce Gardner get his first career interception in this one? He's so close to it. Sauce has been locking down his side of the field. He's been looking like advertised. Every time the ball's thrown the Sauce's way, I've never seen a wide receiver have a sliver of separation on him. He blankets them. Absolutely blankets them. But I want to see Sauce turn around, and let's see an interception, Sauce. You're so close. So close for getting those interceptions. Michael Carter II has been very good as well. Hey, Charles, we didn't get outcoached last week. Just saying. We did not get outcoached last week. And that is insane because Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in football. The scheme and the game plan that we had against the Steelers was so impressive to me. It was so impressive to me. Going into that game, we had a big-time coaching disadvantage because Robert Saleh going up against Mike Tomlin, that's an obvious advantage to Mike Tomlin. And we came out there with a game plan that was executed and we were very good, especially late in the fourth quarter coaching-wise. Very, very good. I would love to get C.J. Mosley his first pick. If Dwayne Brown is back, Elijah Vera Tucker will be moved to right tackle. I think that would be a mistake of putting AVT at right tackle. I would put AVT back at right guard and then put McDermott at right tackle or Mike Remmers at right tackle because what AVT did at left tackle, guys, I don't think we realize how difficult that is. Like, that's ridiculous. You can never expect, like, what Elijah Vera Tucker did, and I don't even think anybody knows what AVT did but Jets fans. Like, nobody knows what AVT did. Like, he is going to be a Pro Bowler this year. Elijah Vera Tucker, we drafted last year in the first round. He was our left guard as a rookie. He was dominant as a rookie. In year 2, we moved him to right guard because we signed Laken Tomlinson in free agency to be the left guard. And now with all the injuries to tackle, the Jets were so desperate, they asked Elijah Vera Tucker to move from right guard to left tackle. Now, AVT has experience at left tackle. He played left tackle in his final year in college. But do you have any idea how hard it is for an NFL interior offensive lineman at right guard to transition to left tackle and play the way that he did? It doesn't happen. Never happens. He deserves way. That should be the talk, like a talking point of offensive line this week, but no one's really understanding how much of a big deal that really is. The word on Dwayne Brown is he was a full participant in practice, and they have until tomorrow to activate him. It looks like he might be returning. Imagine if we had Becton right now. Oh, I know, man. I know. Tomlin doesn't change. McDaniel does, but they know one another, so I wonder. Yeah, man, the coaching battle between Saleh and McDaniel is going to be great. I heard some Dolphins fans saying they have an advantage because they know our scheme. It's the same advantage we have. And we're also in year 2. You guys are in year 1. So we kind of have the upper notch in terms of like year 2 in the system and stuff. But McDaniel's done a phenomenal job with that Miami Dolphins team in his first year. I mean, he definitely seems like the guy for you guys long term. I'm really excited to see that coaching battle because it's going to be really fun. They're friends, obviously. Robert Saleh and McDaniel go way back. LaFleur and McDaniel were both the run game and the pass game coordinator for the Niners before McDaniel took over as the OC over there in San Francisco. Brown, Tomlinson, McGovern, AVT, McDermott is the best scenario. McDermott is a weak link, but the rest of the offensive line is solid. Yeah, McDermott actually surprised me when he got subbed in at right tackle last week after Max Mitchell went down. He actually looked pretty good. He had a false start penalty, which was trash, but in terms of his pass protection, he did not give up any pressures. I can't believe you just said this. You just lost so much credibility, man. Seriously. I can't. I'd rather start Flacco everyone in the chat, guys, how many times would Joe Flacco have been sacked against the Steelers? Probably 5 or 6. How many times was Zach Wilson sacked against the Steelers? Once. I have to call this out because this is just an asinine take. Asinine. Zach Wilson sacrificed his completion percentage to avoid pressure and to throw the ball out of bounds. If you watch the game, you saw Zach Wilson pressured every other pass play, and he was sacked once. Joe Flacco is a statue in the pocket. He would have been destroyed. Joe Flacco plays against the Steelers, we do not win that game unless the offensive line protects him. And that's the thing about Joe Flacco that I loved about him when he was our quarterback. If you protect for Joe Flacco, you're right. He does throw for 300 yards. But if you don't protect Joe Flacco, he's going to do squat. He's a statue. He cannot extend plays. And that is Zach Wilson's superpower. Zach Wilson's ability to extend plays. You're rolling right. You're rolling left. You're backpedaling, and you're making plays happen. And that's my point. Joe Flacco is a statue, and I can't believe people are still saying to start Flacco after what Zach Wilson just did to come from behind and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's crazy. That makes absolutely no sense. Zach Wilson needs confidence to build momentum, needs to score touchdowns early to keep crowd into it and to give Zach and confidence. I agree, man. I agree. I really hope that Zach finds the end zone early in this game to kind of, and he doesn't have to score. Bring the Jets down to the goal line, and it could be a running back that gets in the end zone, right? Preferably, we'd like to see Zach get his passing touchdown total up, right? I mean, all the stat watchers out there, but we want to win football games. I don't care how we win. I don't care how ugly it is. We got to be able to do that. And that's what I'm talking about, man. Dolphins are terrible. I wouldn't say that. 3-1. Amen. Just need points and not settle for field goals. Yeah. I mean, listen, if we're settling for field goals, that means we're in their territory. We're putting up points, but we definitely need to score touchdowns. We saw against the Bengals with Joe Flacco as the quarterback, who was absolutely atrocious against the Bengals. We did not score one touchdown with Joe Flacco that game. Not one. Every time Joe Flacco was in the opponent territory, we either kicked a field goal or we went forward, didn't get it, or returned the ball over. Because Joe Flacco is a statue, and if there's any type of duress, he can do shit. If there's any duress on Zach Wilson, he can make something happen, which is why I take Zach Wilson over Joe Flacco 10 times out of 10. For that exact reason. Because we have an advantage with a quarterback. When you're in the modern day NFL and you have a quarterback like Zach Wilson, if there's immediate pressure, I have confidence in Zach to avoid the pressure with his legs and extend the play and make something happen. If Joe Flacco's out there like we saw against the Bengals, any type of pressure, he's done. Fumbles the ball, gets sacked. Offense can't do anything. Which is why even the conversation, because remember, there were some people saying after the Browns win, going into the Bengals game, people were like, yeah, if Joe Flacco beats the Bengals, we should ride with Flacco for the season. And Zach should not touch the field. I was like, absolutely not. Even if Joe Flacco goes out there and beats the Bengals and puts up another 300-yard performance, you do not start Flacco if Zach Wilson's ready to go because he's not the future of this team. So, because Zach Wilson unlocks the full potential of this offense. Zach Wilson has, you saw the trick plays, right? You see the offensive playbook open with Zach Wilson. Look at all the elite young quarterbacks in the league today. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, all these, Joe Burrow, all the young stud quarterbacks. Do you know what they all have in common? They can all extend plays with their legs. That is a huge, huge, huge thing to have in today's NFL. If you don't have that ability and you're relying on your pocket, Tom Brady got away with it his entire life, and he's the greatest of all time. He might not be playing that this year, but, he's 45. I mean, he's going to start trending down a little bit. V-Man says, Jets 33, Fins 27. Thought of my new icon. I love it. It's Halloween season, baby. Shout out V-Man. I appreciate you, bro. So, the reason why I bring up Mahomes and Allen and all these young stud quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, if you don't have the mobility to extend plays, you're not going to be able to be that special talent in modern NFL, in today's league. So I feel like if everything clicks and Zach Wilson looked the way he did in the fourth quarter, then we got a big-time opportunity to win this game. Now, it's up to Zach to be consistent because that is definitely the big question mark. He's still a young player. He's still going to have some rust in him, and I'm not expecting him to be flawless at all. I think he's going to progressively get better and better as the season goes on, but I'd be wrong to think that he's going to be out there just lighting it up. I mean, I'm not expecting Zach to do that. I really am not. Their offense has been clicking this year through the air, but through the ground, it has not been. The Jets are a top 10 offense, but we're also bottom of the league in the running. This is all because of how good we are in passing the football. Miami's a blitz-happy team. If wide receivers can beat them, we can shred them. 100%, man. Zach Wilson needs to understand that if they put man coverage on Elijah Moore or Garrett Wilson, all you got to do is get rid of the ball quick and allow them to do their thing, man. So there's nobody that's been more banged up than the New York Jets on the offensive line. We are just getting hurt and more hurt and hurt. Hopefully we can stay healthy this week. But this is a good opportunity for the New York Jets to prove to be the team that we're all excited about. Now, I also want to say that if the Jets go out there and lose this game, it is not the end-all, be-all. The season is not over. I know that we're a Jets fan base. When we win, we're on top of the world. And when we lose, fire everybody. I mean, that's how this fan base works. I've understood that after covering this team for the last 3 or 4 years, where when we lose, they want to put all the blame on everybody, and they want everybody fired, and they want everybody to they want a clean house. But when we win, we're going to the playoffs. We're not losing again. We're winning next week. There's no middle ground. So I'm trying to be that middle ground here, guys, because we have to keep in perspective of where this Jets team is at. We got a big win on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have a big opportunity here, and I want to win more than anybody else, and the win would mean a lot. But if we lose the game, it's not the end-all, be-all, right? There's still a lot of season left to go. Then we are on the road against the Packers and then the Broncos, who looks trash. So I can't control the emotions of the Jets fan base, but I'm just trying to put things into perspective here. That don't go for everyone's neck after one game, whether it's good or bad. If you want everybody fired after one game and then you're praising them the next game, come on. I mean, what are we doing here? Show some type of patience. Don't forget to leave a like, guys. Let's get to 100 likes. 58 likes with 107 tuning in, man. Appreciate you guys. We appreciate everybody. So the Jets have a lot of opportunities here, man. And I see a lot of people already saying, oh, well, the Dolphins are injured. The Dolphins are injured. How about the Jets injuries? Hello? We're on to our fourth string tackle, everybody. Like, what do you think is going on over here? I don't care who's injured for the Dolphins. Still an NFL team, and they're still deep, and they're still well coached, and they still got talent. They still have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Gesicki, Mostert, Edmonds. Teddy Bridgewater is a good quarterback. They got dogs on defense. They can get to the quarterback. The Dolphins are legit. And I'll give them their flowers. Richie, how are the Finns at stopping the run? They're very good against the run. They are top 5 against the run, actually. So it won't be easy to run this football. I really hope that we can run the ball because we're way too talented at the running back position to not run the ball. Breece Hall is slowly looking like one of the top young running backs in this league. The more time he gets on the field, the more he's becoming a true NFL running back. And I love his running style. He's a home run waiting to happen, and I'm hoping it happens on Sunday. Dwayne Brown said he's good to go. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yes. I see Breece Hall breaking open. Love it. So I'm looking at the offensive line to really take a big step forward with Dwayne Brown returning. And Lincoln Tomlinson needs to step up. Connor McGovern needs to play better. He's been really, really disappointing. AVT back at right guard, I'm assuming. And then who's going to be right tackle? Is it going to be McDermott or Remmers? I'm not sure. You should, Brandon. Every single week, Breece Hall has been getting better and better in fantasy. He's been increasing his points every week. By week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to week 4, he's been going up, up, and up. So definitely start Breece Hall in fantasy because he's only trending up. He's also a very he's targeted a lot in the past game. So he's very what am I trying to say? He's in PPR leagues, he's very valuable. Breece Hall only averages 44 yards a game on the ground and has Butterfingers. Well, mister, he is averaging 4.7 yards per carry. Now, if you know football, please let me know if that is a good thing or a bad thing. He does not get a lot of carries, so don't look at yards per game. He barely gets any carries because he splits backfield with Michael Carter, and the Jets have been pass happy this season. He is averaging 4.7 yards per carry, which is a very good number for a running back. Only 38 attempts this year. Only 38 attempts, which is way too low. Let's see those attempts rise. And Mike LaFleur wants those up. He says it. I want to run the ball. But he can't run the ball if we're down a lot and stuff, right? And listen, the Jets are really targeting Breece Hall a lot in the pass game, and he has had a couple of drops and stuff. I don't know why they really love Breece Hall in the passing game as much as they do. I like him there, but I do want to see them go elsewhere with the ball. Rely on the wide receivers and the tight ends more often because I like Breece Hall as a pass catching back. I think Carter is a little bit better in terms of the pass catching ability, but Breece Hall is averaging 4.7 yards per carry, 38 attempts, 178 yards. Let's see 15 carries per game from here on out. So this is what I'm trying to say here. You got to give him an opportunity, and it's also up to the offensive line because when you give him a hole, he's gone. That's the issue. I really hope the Jets can start feeding him, but they also have Carter to feed the ball, and they also have an offensive line that's been really bad in the run blocking this year. Who's my X factors? I actually have a list of this because I went live yesterday for this exact reason. I'll show you right now. Here are my X factors. Zach Wilson, Breece Hall, Elijah Moore, Quinnen Williams, DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, LaMarcus Joyner. So Zach Wilson's the obvious X factor. Breece Hall I have as an X factor because if we can establish a run game and he can really break free in a couple runs, that's only going to take the pressure off of Zach even more. We don't want pressure on Zach. We want to make his job easier. And the way you make your job easier is by running the football. Now, I have Elijah Moore as an X factor because he had his best game of the season last year against the Miami Dolphins. He torched Byron Jones. I know Byron Jones is out, but I have Elijah Moore over Garrett Wilson because I think this could be the opportunity for him to step up and have that breakout game like he did last year against the Dolphins. Quinnen Williams. He is a big X factor for the reason of the Dolphins are not good on the interior offensive line. And this could be a big opportunity for Quinnen to eat. And then I have the three guys in the secondary, DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, and LaMarcus Joyner, because those are the guys that are going to be having to worry about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So I could list more guys. You can add the whole offensive line. You can add AVT. You can add Garrett Wilson. Then the list will be too long. So I really tried to simplify it because I really want to see Elijah Moore get going in this game, man. I really want to make sure that I don't want to make this list long. And then my keys to victory, if you want to go over that as well. Protecting Zach Wilson, establishing a run game, go for the explosive plays on offense, get to the quarterback, force Teddy Bridgewater into mistakes, limit Miami's explosives, contain Hill and Waddle. Now, containing Hill and Waddle, not going to be easy. My point here is to limit their explosive plays. They're going to be probably getting a lot of yards, guiding a lot of their receptions, but can you contain them enough to the point where they don't hurt us? So I know it's a lot to ask just by containing those two. They cannot be contained. How do you contain the two? You want to know how? Getting to Teddy Bridgewater consistently, which the Jets have. They have a high pressure rate this year, but they haven't really got the sack totals that you like to see. So the way that you take Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle out of the game is by getting consistent pass rush on Teddy Bridgewater. And that's really the biggest component of doing that, because if you allow Teddy Bridgewater time in the pocket and you allow those routes to develop down the field, you cannot contain Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So it won't be easy. But if they do majority of these things, I like our chances to win that game. I really do. Now, let's see everybody's score predictions in the chat. What's going to happen on Sunday? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Let's see what everybody's got. Is Zach Wilson catching another touchdown pass or not? Are the New York Jets going to win on Sunday? Give me your score predictions in the chat, baby. (34-20) Jets. 31-17 Jets. 24-17 Jets. 31-20 Jets. A lot of people picking the Jets. Wow. 44-30 Dolphins. 33-29 Jets. 27-10 Dolphins. But at tonight's roundtable, Jets 27, Dolphins 10. Okay, I see you, Mo. Jets corners for far superior, but Hill will still be open. Yeah, unfortunately, as good as our corners are, you can't stop speed. So the way you stop speed is getting to the quarterback. 17-14 Jets. I can see a low-scoring game, low-key. I can see this being a defensive battle. 27-20 Jets. 28-17 Miami. 44-0. 9-6 Fins. I hope that's not the case. That would be really ugly. Psyched to see Waddle and Hill versus Reed and Gardner. Those two are becoming our pride. They are, man. They are. One nothing Jets. That's impossible. All right, guys. Thank you for the score predictions. We'll see if any of you are right. My score prediction is 23-20 Jets. And we pull off the win. We're 3-2. We're second in the division. And we're riding high, baby. riding high. Just so you guys know, my predictions this year, I predicted the Jets to lose against the Ravens. I actually predicted a win against the Browns. I predicted a loss against the Bengals because it was just too good to be true. And then I predicted a win against the Steelers. And I'm not just making that up. You guys can go back and, check this. So, I don't just pick the Jets to win every game, by the way. That's not how I roll. I pick the games that I think the Jets have a chance to win. I did not see the Jets beating the Ravens week 1. I was correct. I thought the Jets can go on the road and beat the Browns. They did. I thought the Jets were going to lose at home against the Bengals. They were 0-2, and they had a thing to fight for. I did not see Joe Flacco beating Joe Burrow. I was unfortunately correct. And then on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers with Zach Wilson returning, I had the Jets winning, and I was correct. So I'm 4-0. So I'm picking the Jets to win this game, and hopefully your boy can be 5-0. Let's go, Jets. Hopefully we get the dub. Jets Media Day is Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will not be live during the game. If anybody's wondering where I'm at during the game, I'm there. I'm going to be at MetLife Stadium cheering my ass off. Hopefully I don't lose all my voice. But yeah, I'll be making content about the game, of course. And I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the game. It's going to be a gritty AFC East battle. Don't forget, guys, tonight we'll be live in the AFC East Roundtable YouTube channel previewing the Jets and the Dolphins game. Me and Jets Talk 24/7 going up against TD Finns Talk and Nikki Smokes. The link to the channel is down below in the description, so subscribe to that channel so you guys know when we're live tonight because we need Jets fans to be loud and proud in the chat tonight, man. Let's go, Jets. I'll see you guys tonight. Peace out, everybody.